Hi, I am Dr. Sevukan, Faculty of Library and Information Science from Pondicherry University. As you all know that library is a place where the information is collected, processed, stored and disseminated to the users for making the resources of optimal use. As I said, the many processes are involved in that. When it comes to acquiring documents and process it, for processing we have to do certain procedures. The one of the procedures and the two important procedures is cataloging of documents that are in the library. When it comes to the documents what we have in the library, it is not of the same in nature. So, the variety of documents we have in the library, all those documents have to be made available for the users, and also the documents which are acquired have to be put at one place for easy use by the stakeholders of any institution or the library. For that we have to do cataloging. So, the process of cataloging is an important process out of various processes involved, starting from purchase or procurement to making it available for use. So, as I said, the information is available in variety of formats. So, book is one of the formats, and within the book you can see the variations and even inconsistencies you can find in terms of the number of authors contributing to a book, or the institution which is writing book, and some bodies like corporate bodies may also write books. So, when everybody contributes to the pool of knowledge that comes to the library, as the library is a place of learning or storehouse of knowledge. So, here we have to learn the process of cataloging different sources that are available in the library, and in this particular session we are going to discuss about the how to catalog a book written by a single author. As we all know that for preparing a catalog we have to be aware of the bibliographic details about a particular document. We discuss about a book written by a single author at present. So, the source of bibliographic details from where will we get when you look at this particular slide. This is the cover page, and we always say verso of the title page. So, in the cover page you can see the title, author name, if possible you may find the details of publishers. But when you look at the verso of the title page, what you look at the right side, there you will find all the particulars about a particular document, what it is. So, from here we can get all the particulars for cataloging a particular document. So, the personal author, that what we discuss now, the books are identified with their authors or the titles. Author is mainly responsible for the thought content of a book. The author may be personal or corporate, as I said earlier. Again this AACR, Anglo-American Cataloging Rules, defines a personal author as the one who is chiefly responsible for the creation of the intellectual or artistic content of a work. So, this personal author, it is very clear that a book which is written by a single author is a single a personal document written by a single author, and how it has to be catalogued. So, as we know that there are some areas of description which are transcribed in the main entry as shown in the slide. Number 1, title and statement of responsibility, edition, material or type of publication specific details, publication, distribution, etc., physical description, series, note, standard number and terms of availability. These 8 are the areas of main entry which have to be considered while cataloging any document. So, the skeleton card, based on those 8 areas, how it has to be properly recorded in a typical catalog card. So, when you look at this left side of the first vertical line in the card, on top of it, by leaving one space from left, you have to write card number, Call number is the combination of two class number and book number. Then you have to write access number at the 5th line of the catalog card. Then you have to start with name of the author, then title, colon subtitle, slash name of the author, or in case of more than one author you have to include the number of authors. Then by separating semicolon you have to even mention about the collaborators, also known as editor, illustrator, translator and all, edition if any. Then by putting full stop, dash, space, dash, place of publication, colon, name of the publisher, comma, date of publication. Then when it comes to physical description area, number of pages which includes preliminary pages and text pages, then size of the book in centimeter. Then if there is any series, that also has to be mentioned, provided we have to use the punctuation dot, space, dash, space. Within bracket we have to mention about the series. At times there may be editor for series also, and every book will have ISBN number, that has to be mentioned. If there is any ISSN, that also has to be, and a number of series also may be there, that also has to be clearly mentioned. And at the end we have to mention about the tracing section, which will have the added entries. So, here one thing we have to understand, that there are two types of entries. One is main entry for all the bibliographic details. Added entries also we have to make for making cross references to the entries that have been made in the main entry. So, these two have to be done, and for making added entries we have to create tracing section at this part. After making all these 80 areas, at the end we have to mention the tracing section, which will have subject headings and other entries which are required depending upon the nature of title of a book. So, now we can come to an example of single authored book. So, this is the typical title of a book. These are the details that you would get from either cover page or verso of the title page. The first top is title, the deviant that is which is written in caps is title, then written by VJ Furlong. Then at the bottom you have that publication details. Apart from that, they have given some other information which have to be considered for cataloging. This was extracted from that verso of the title page. Here you will have the details like call number, access number, pages, date of publication, size of the document, ISBN. So, with all these details we have to now create or prepare a catalog card. So, we, as I said before, we have to prepare two different types of entries, one is main entry, the other one is added entry. So, here the call number of a document, you can look at this title, it has been given in two parts. First one is class number, the other one is book number. Book number is given based on the Cutter's principle. It is in simple words we can say that first three letters of an author. So, here author name is Furlong, so FUR as book number we have taken into account. So, here we are writing the class number on the top, from left we have to leave one space, it is 371.93 and FUR is the book number, this is first three letters of an author. Then we start with the author name, since it is single author. While writing author name we have to keep in mind that surname will come first, followed by the personal name. Here the surname is Furlong and it has to be separated by the punctuation comma, VJ is the personal name. So, here for first or single author we have written like that Furlong comma VJ. Then we start with a title and statement of responsibility, the deviant pupil. Then there is a subtitle also in that. Subtitle has to be specified separated by semicolon, sociological perspectives. And here as I said, you have seen in the skeleton card slash, diagonal slash has to be used for mentioning about the statement of responsibility, that is author name. So, when we write here in the entry element in the leading section we use the surname, but when we write the statement of responsibility after diagonal slash, it has to be written as it is printed in the book, VJ Furlong. Then it has that publisher name that has to be preceded by dot space dash space. So, Milton Keynes is the publisher, then place of publication, Milton Keynes is the place of publication, then colon we have to put, and Open University Press is the name of the publisher. So, by comma we have to write the year of publication. So, there ends this description area. Then coming to this physical description, that has to be started in a separate line. As I said before, the pages will consist of both preliminary pages and textual pages. So, preliminary pages have to be given the Roman letters, that too small letters, you have to separate it by comma, then you have to give the textual pages, and the pages you have to use this abbreviation P dot, then by putting semicolon you have to mention about the size of the document in centimeter. 24 centimeter is the size of the particular book, and also it has got ISBN number, Indian Standard Book Number, International Standard Book Number. So, that as printed in the book, that has to be written. So, this is ISBN, and there is no hard and fast rule for writing access number. To maintain uniformity, we follow to write the access number in the fifth line of the catalog card from top. So, then at the end we have tracing section. So, this tracing section is prepared for mentioning about the subject headings. Subject headings, based on the title, it cannot be the final, because there may be some related terminologies also, broader and narrow terms. Those terms also have to be properly given, for which we have to give cross reference entries in the form of added entries, so that the users who know about the second, simply for example, there may be 3 authors. When you write only about the first author for the card, the user who is coming to the library may be familiarized with the second author, but when you do not have the card, this added entry for the this joint author, it will be difficult for a user to find out the information, because he is not aware of the first author. So, for that we have to do one thing, we have to note here that while writing this tracing section, we have to use 2, one is numeric, the other one is Roman letters, capital. So, for subject headings there may be chances of having more than one. So, you have to start with 1, 2, 3 and so on. Here emotionally disturbed children, this is the subject heading, which is extracted or taken from some standard subject heading list, like for example, Sears list of subject headings, Library of Congress subject headings. These are all the tools that can be used for identifying the subject headings for different titles. So, here this is based on the Sears list of subject headings, we have done only one is derived. Then we have to even prepare added entries for title, for the title. So, since it is a simple title with a single author with the minimum particulars, so it is very easy to prepare the main entry. So, this number 1, Roman letter 1 is meant for the title. So, for whatever may be the number of entries that you are mentioning in the tracing section, for each entry we have to prepare an added entry. So, here for example, added entry for the subject. So, I told you in the previous card that at the end in the tracing section, emotionally disturbed children. So, that is the subject heading related to the title what we have mentioned in the title section. So, for that we have to do, but you have to note that I have just underlined with red emotionally disturbed children. So, it is in caps, whatever may be the subject heading, when you are preparing an added entry for the subject, the subject heading has to be in caps. So, this is the point to be noted. Then the main entry you will have to repeat as it is, only the modification what we are doing in the added entry is for the subject we are preparing an added entry, the subject title has to be above the leading section where you have written the author's name. And one more thing has to be noted here, that there is no accession number written for added entries. This is also an important point, because it is not required and it will be a duplicate. Then you do not have to repeat the whole thing, this physical description, then subject headings in each and every card. This is called that unit card system rests as in the main entry, that is more than enough. So, it is implied that the rest of the entries are automatically taken as the same we have found in main entry. Similarly, for the title, because in the tracing section we have seen 2 entries only. So, the second one, second added entry is for the title, but here you can notice that the title is written in the normal case, title case, it is not in caps. So, here we are not supposed to use that. So, simply we have to mention the title here, then it becomes a title added entry. So, here also you can see the access number. So, it is very clear that in the case of single author, we have to start with the surname in the leading section, then followed by the personal name, then title, statement of responsibility and publication edition statement, publication details, year of publication, then physical description and ISBN and tracing section. This is a simple title which is catalogued of a book written by a single author. So, coming to the example 2. So, this is slightly different from that with more particulars. So, this is the title, then this has got edition statement, third edition, then authors, author details, then publication details, place of publication and all, and other details they have given call number, access number, pages, then year of publication, and they have given even note also. This note also is included in that. So, here for that we have to identify, it is very clear that because we are discussing about only the single authored book. So, author will be only single, the rest of the details will be little bit additional. So, what the difference is from the earlier entry is that this has got note. So, here you can see the main entry, this is class number 621.381958, NAS is the book number. So, combining both together it is called call number. Then we start with the leading section with author name, National Sky Louis, then the title is Introduction to Digital Technology, diagonal slash Louis National Sky, because here we have reversed with the surname followed by the personal name, here it has to be as it is. Then here the new thing is edition statement is here, after putting dot full stop space dash space, then third ed, you cannot, we are not supposed to write edition as a word fully, only first 2 letters have to be taken into account, ed dot, again the same space dash, then place of publication colon, publisher's name comma, year of publication. So, coming to this physical description area, the preliminary pages are 8 comma 536 textual pages, p dot semicolon 23 centimeter, the centimeter is written cm, and again this is the note, it has been given at the end in the other details, second ed published under the title Introduction to Digital Computer Technology in the year 1977. So, this cannot be brought together because both the titles are different, but this was earlier published in the year 1977 with a different title. So, that has to be given only in the note to inform the readers or the users about the previous edition of this book was like this and it was published in the year. Now, it has been taken over by this publisher and it has been published as third edition in the year 1983 by Wiley. So, similarly here for Introduction to Digital Technology, when you refer to the Sears list of subject headings, you will get the subject heading as computer. So, here you see only that number 1 numeric number, then this is Roman letter 1 for title. So, here access number as usual we have written in the 5th line. We have to prepare added entries for 2 more, one is for computer as a subject heading and a title entry we have to make. So, the following entries you can see in the added entry subject. As I said before, the heading of the subject heading has to be written in caps above the author name. Then introduction to digital technology, rest of the things you do not have to repeat again, you can simply mention within circular bracket, rest as in the main entry. So, this is for subject. Similarly, for title you have to simply write the title there above the author name, then as it is we have to end with rest as in the main entry. So, this is again a book with a single author with note section, because we have seen the 8 areas of main entry, note is one of the areas. So, that with that we have seen this example, this is how we have to catalog a book written by single author with note and edition statement also. Coming to the example 3. So, this is again introduction to information international relations. So, this is the author name and translated by edited by publisher details and other information they have given. Here you have seen different particulars like author name with one translator and one editor of a book. So, here there are 3 contributors, one is author, the other one is translator, the third one is editor. So, other information also has been given, you have to see the size, it has been given 21.5 centimeter. So, these 4 points we have to keep in mind. So, coming to this main entry, as usual we write the call number on the top of the card above the red line, leaving one space from left, 327 MAR, first 3 letters of an author. So, Martin Pierre, the author name we write, then we start with the title, statement of responsibility, then you have to see after this Martin semicolon translated from the French by Aarti Sharma, that we have mentioned, and also there is one editor, for him also we have to create an entry. So, by separating semicolon, edited by J.C. Joshi, and also this publication details, place name, then name of the publisher, year of publication, then physical description area 183 pages, because there are no preliminary pages here. So, here 21.5 centimeter size which has been originally given is rounded up to the higher side. So, it is as per the rule of AACR, we have to round it off to the next higher side. So, it is 21.5 into is rounded off to 22 centimeters. And in the same way as we have seen in the previous 2 titles, the subject heading for this particular title derived from Sears list of subject headings is that international relations. So, this then Roman letter 1 is Joshi, it is Joshi is an editor, for him also we have to prepare an added entry, and the title will also have added entries. For this we have to prepare 3 different added entries, one is for the subject heading, the other one is for editor. While writing for while preparing added entry for editor, you have to mention the name Joshi, JC as you mention for the author in the leading section. And one thing you have to notice that you have to mention the role of this collaborator, whether he is an editor or translator or reviser, that you have to mention. Here we say that AD, and ED has to be underlined, the rest is in the main entry. So, third one is second added entry is title for title. As you have seen in the previous titles, it is same as we have prepared for the title, rest as in the main entry. So, cataloging of books with the shared responsibilities, we have to check, and still since we have seen single author the documents which we have catalogued in the library, when we have varieties of documents as I said in the beginning. So, we should know how to catalog different documents with various responsibilities like a single author, 2 authors, 3 authors, more than 3 authors, how it has to be done. So, now we have seen so far how a book written by a single author has to be catalogued. So, as prescribed by Anglo American cataloging rules, there are 8 areas of main entry that we have seen, and based on that 3 different titles we have illustrated with full of details with notes, series, many other things. So, with this I hope you have benefited from this, and in the next session we can start with the books, how to catalog the books with a shared responsibility, means 2 authors, 3 authors and more than 3 authors, how we have to catalog.